Hey guys, this is Patriot Picker and my name is Chris, and we're going to take some time to show you some items that we picked up recently at our local Goodwills. So let's get started. First up are these Vienna souvenir playing cards, and they were made in Austria, and so I think somebody out there who collects playing cards, these are really nice. I opened them up and checked them out earlier, and so I just really hope these will do pretty good. We'll list these in the next couple of days on our eBay store, and make sure you check out our eBay store, and it's called Fred and Charlie, and that's all one word. Thanks. Next up are these vintage 1985 Nintendo games. They're really cool because they come in these really nice cases. Now these aren't necessarily some of the most popular video games I noticed. This one's called Star Tropics. We have one called, let's see, Bubble Bubble. I'm not really sure what that was about. And then we have one called Lolo. But three 1985 vintage Nintendo games. Some collector out there will probably take these, and so we look forward to seeing what we get for these. Next up is this Sirius satellite FM radio direct adapter. While I was in the Goodwill store and I picked this up, it's brand new, it's still in the plastic and all inside. Looked up the comps on these, and these are going pretty good. You know, as you guys know, they're on eBay and doing reselling. You can't win them all, but we look forward to making a few dollars profit on this. Next up is this Vera Bradley wallet. It's Velcro. It's in really good condition. Didn't see any wear and tear on it anywhere, no damage. So we're going to throw that up, see how it does, and who knows, some young lady out there might want that for Christmas. Next up are these Things playing cards. It's a game. It's actually a game. It's not, I said playing cards. It's not really playing cards. But anyway, it's called the Game of Things. And I like this because, number one, it's brand new, and it has this really nice plastic case that comes with it. Some of you out there know what this game's all about, and so you should buy these. This was a really good find today for us. These are Jim Beam glasses. It's got the Jim Beam logo there, as you can probably see. A set of 2, and we found 4. Didn't pay too much. I think it was like $1.99 for each set. And we looked up the comps on these, and they're doing really well. So I'm really hoping that these do well for us on eBay. Now, every now and then, you go to Goodwill, and if you're like me, you've learned by this point that you can walk around Goodwill and not find anything on given days. And then sometimes you walk into a Goodwill, and the very first thing that you see, your mind says, why would anyone bring this into Goodwill and donate it? I feel like these plates right here, these Marilyn Monroe plates, were a pretty good find. And the reason for it is because they're collector plates. And we found 2 of them. I paid $2.99 for each one, but I think we could probably make a decent profit on these since they're collector's items. And they're all numbered, so looking forward to seeing how they do. And that is a picture of the other one. Next up, we have 4 PC games. Not real sure how PC games do. One of the guys that I follow on YouTube myself, Cincinnati Picker, he's taught me that you can never go wrong purchasing something like this. And I've seen him on his channel telling us a little bit about how these sell pretty good here and there. It's just a matter of finding the right person, I'm assuming. But the first one we have here is this Solar Empire. And then this one's still wrapped in the plastic, so it's brand new. It's called The Secret World. And then we have Supreme Commander, and then Crisis. So we're looking to see how these do. We're not real sure, but it's $2 profit, $1 profit, maybe $5 profit. You just never know. Find the right buyer, you can make a pretty decent amount. And next up is one of our favorite Saturday morning cartoons all of us grew up watching. These are the Fat Albert Greatest Hits, and they are DVD. Opened them up and checked them out, make sure they're all here, and got a really good deal on this. There's a lot of people out there that still like some of the old vintage cartoons, and so I'm really hoping to get these in the hands of somebody who enjoyed watching Fat Albert as a child. This item here is pretty unique. Being in the local area around Bedford, and I'm actually in the Lynchburg area, we live out in Campbell County. We know what the history is of Bedford, Virginia, and what we know of as the World War II Bedford Boys. So this particular author wrote this book about that story, and the really cool thing, I picked this book up, really was going to pick it up for myself to read it, and then when I picked it up, I noticed that the author had actually signed it. So I'm really hoping to find somebody out there that can relate really well to the history of this and get this in their hands. All right, so that brings us to a really cool find. We found this. This is a Hello Kitty alarm clock radio, and I'm not real sure. I think I paid $1.99 for this as well, but we've already tested it. The lights up here. I'm assuming that this was like a little cup, and this is like a piece of a lemon, and the lemon lights up, and the radio and alarm clock work really well, and hoping that that's a really good gift for somebody for one of their daughters for Christmas. Next up, we have a box that says 1 second slicer. Now, I'm not much on home goods. I don't really know the names and stuff really well. I'm still learning a lot about home good items. But one of the cool things about this story here is that this was on the top shelf in a Goodwill store. And a lot of people tend to overlook the things that are on the top shelves, because if you know anything about Goodwill, you have to be pretty tall to actually see what is on the top shelf. And some people would overlook this sometimes just because it doesn't really have any kind of color picture on it or anything, so they might pass it up. But I was glad to grab this because when I picked it up and looked at it, it's actually a brand new mandolin slicer. And so it's still in the plastic and all. So I think this will do pretty good on eBay for home good item. So for all you guys out there that know your sports, we found this helmet inside the Goodwill and got a really good deal on it as well. It's a Rawlings, has the face mask, and looks like to me it's a size 6.5 and to 7.5. So this would be a good. It's got some, it's used, so it's got some scratches and stuff on the outside, but it would make a good practice helmet for sure for somebody. But I think this is softball. I don't think this is baseball. I don't think the baseball guys wear masks. But anyway, we hope that this will do pretty good. Not sure what it would bring, but I think it'll sell. All right, so for all you bass fishermen out there, we found a really cool Monopoly game, the Bass Fishing Edition, and it's been opened up. It is used, but it's in really good condition. All the game pieces are there and all. And we looked the comps up on this as well and found that this is selling pretty good right now. So looking forward to seeing how we do on that. All right, next up is this foam bowling ball set by Pavilion. It is used, of course, but it has a really nice box and a nice carrying handle. All the pieces are here, and it has a really nice bowling ball. Good item for kids to play with. Rather than destroying the kitchen or the living room area of your home, they could play this just about anywhere without damaging anything. So I don't know what we could get from it, but I'm excited to see how it does as well. Next up, we found this interesting car. When I went to Goodwill on this day, it was pretty busy, and there were a lot of people picking this up and looking at it and saying, that's really cool. And then they would put it down, and I was observing them from a distance and watching, and so I thought, I'm going to go over there and check that out myself. So I picked it up, and sure enough, it's called Kalelo. Not real sure how you pronounce that. But the unique thing about this car is it comes apart in pieces. I'm not going to do it on film, but basically the top comes out. There's some little people inside. You can pull those people out, and then the whole car comes apart, and then you can put it back together, and the wheels and axles and everything come off, and it's just a piece of wooden vehicle, but it's really cool. And so I think it's called the Automobilox. So I'm really excited to see how this does on eBay. All right, we have a DVD set here of the Chronicles of Narnia, the BBC edition. There's 3 films here: The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, The Silver Chair, and Prince Caspian. And so we're hoping that this does pretty good for us as well. When it comes to DVDs and VHS tapes, you just really never know. Sometimes you can find that right person again that's looking for the right item, and you get a good sale. So I'm hoping the same thing happens here. Next up, I'm a sucker for books, and so if I find a book that I feel like is a good study guide or is brand new, of course, and it's something that somebody uses on a daily basis. I know a lot of people today are using a lot of online resources, but I don't think we're ever going to get away from hardback books. And so I've had a lot of success with books so far in eBay sale. And I know a lot of guys out there just sell books only, but I try to include a lot of variety in what I sell. And I found this Baker Encyclopedia of Christian Apologetics. I think this is going to do pretty good for us as well. It's brand new. It's not written in anywhere. All the pages are in pretty good condition. And so originally this book was $30 when it sold brand new. So hoping somebody out there that's in the ministry can use this. And speaking of VHS, and we were talking about Fat Albert earlier, one of the things I grew up watching was these Schoolhouse Rock videos that used to come on. And I remember the little guy called the Bill. And so this is something I picked up. I don't know that this will do too well, but I'm going to give it a shot anyway. There's somebody out there who probably needs to learn about the Constitution and needs to learn how the whole process works in passing a bill and some other cool things that are on here. So I'm going to throw that up and just see how it does as well. Anything else?
Let's do the first chapter.
So guys, I really appreciate you taking the time to check out what we're finding in the Goodwill stores and thrifting and sourcing. And we look forward to making some more videos. This is sort of kind of my first time in this, and so I'm kind of getting used to how this all works. But one of the things that I want to do is to encourage you to subscribe to the channel, because as time goes on, we'll be making more videos and showing you more of what we do. And I want to actually get involved in talking to you a little bit more about how I got started in doing eBay and some of the nuts and bolts of maybe you might want to start doing this yourself, and what all kinds of things that you can learn about being a reseller on eBay. So thank you again, and we look forward to seeing you on the next time. Patriot Picker out.